just a way to put the trailer on the car here. And we had a good look around all the bulls yesterday. The sale is today, so we'll go down, see how we get on. We've got kind of a list of ones we kind of like. We've never actually bought a bull for the farm here, so other than the Highland bull, so we're a bit out of our depth, but we're on the learning curve at the moment. We'll find out. Hopefully we'll wind up with a bull tonight, and he's a good one, and he'll do well for us, last a good number of years. So wish us luck. Lights are now working after I fixed them, thankfully. So today there's two breeds of bulls sold, Simmental, which you can see right there in front of you, and Charlie. So the Simmentals are obviously brown in colour with white through them, and the Charlies are all kind of creamy white colour. So what they're doing right now, the bulls are all paraded around this ring, and there's got a video camera on them, and so online bidders can have a look at them, assess their condition, assess the size, shape, and make a decision based on that to whether they want to buy that bull. So we're just having a look, noting which ones take our fancy. We're also looking into the EBVs, estimated breeding values. So that's a list of figures on the bull that estimate how he's going to perform in terms of ease of calving down the line, his fertility, the weight gain of his calves, etc. There's a lot of different factors. So you take into account that, take into account the shape and size, and make a decision based on that. Some people go just based on size and shape and just by eye. Some people do it based just fully on numbers. So we've a bull bought. His name's Perseus. So we're quite content with how he's looking, what we paid for him. So just go away, get him loaded up, get him home, and get him settled in, and then in about a month's time we can hopefully do a good job on the cows, getting amongst them. There he is, new bull. How's your wallet looking, Dad? Just put a bale of hay in for the bull. You can chew away at that. You also get a bit of barley, some protein. You'll be used to eating a lot of food when you went before they go to the market. They kind of get one that beefed up for a bit of size, so you'll be used to a lot of foods. That's him in over there. This is still the bedding from the cows that the last of the ones went out a couple of days ago. So tomorrow we'll move the bull down into the race, and we'll finish emptying all this out and cart it all along the road. There's still a big pile here. There's no straw at the moment on this farm, so I didn't want to take all that away because he'd have nothing to lie on. So there'll be straw coming along in the morning. We'll finish clearing all that out, put him down on fresh bedding. So the new bull has been on the farm all of an hour and a half, if that, and he's got his head stuck in a feeder. So I've tried to push and squeeze and get him out, but it's too far stuck. His lugs are causing bother, he can't get out. So I'm going to have to grind a bar out of it. We need to take a bar out of it anyway, so take a bar out of it, get him out, and then that'll be able to get him in again. Probably should have thought about the narrowness of the feeder before, but didn't think of it, so we'll get him now. So he's got himself stuck. I've tried trying to get his lugs through first and all sorts, but it's not making a difference. Can't get him out. So I'm going to have to grind one of the bars. I'll have to do that anyway so he can eat out of it. I've tied the feeder back behind me just so he can't pull that back and hit me over the head or something like that, just to keep myself safe as well as him. He's a big animal. He's a big brute of a beast. That'll be today's quiz question. How much do you think he weighs? Instead of tying this back, I'm just going to get the forklift, put the forks in here and hold this steady, because he's just getting too agitated to get in there with the grinder, and he's kind of tossing this about because that's like a piece of paper to him. So get the forklift, hold this steady just so he's a bit safer when I'm grinding and for my own safety. He's free. So I tried just with the rope. It was a bit, he was throwing this around, so put the forklift over and held that edge down. And I also tied his nose ring up to the boom of the forklift just to hold his head that way a bit while I ground down the base. Folded that back, let him free. And he's after the dog. Yeah, so cut one away, let him free, cut the rest, and I've just smoothed off these edges. So there's no sharp edges, and hopefully now we'll just use that to feed from and not get his head stuck in that one or that one or that one or that one. No doubt he'll go back there. Really should have realised he was going to get his head stuck in that or not fit at all, but anyway, he's free now. Let him settle in now. That wasn't a great start for him, he'll be a wee bit agitated, but he'll settle down, Yesterday's video, the question was, what's this for? The ram stop. So it's exactly what it says in the name. It stops the ram coming down. If you're working under the boom, you put the boom right up and you can get underneath safely when that's in place. This, I don't know if you can see, is a radiator. So air flows in there, cools down the coolant which runs through the engine. So the coolant draws out the heat that's in the engine, comes out to here, and then the air draws the heat from the coolant into the air. And it cycles to keep the engine cool. The pattern is so you can get really high surface area, so you can get more cooling if there's a big surface area. Just come down to check on Percy before I go to bed. He's not so manly if you call him Percy. He's actually called Perseus. That's his official name, but we'll call him Percy. Check he's doing fine. Check his head's not stuck in a feeder again before I go to my bed. But he's doing fine. And that was today's question as well. Have a guess at what weight he is as of today. There you go. There's a view of him. What weight is in that big beast? Percy.